Right. Jason's barn. Amy just told me I missed Stay Close in Dominic's barn. We got to do a new list again. We did this a week ago.
You're on the wrong side of the road.
What are you talking about? You're from Australia. What would you know?
I know, because I see a car coming the other way.
There's no one coming the other way. There was a squirrel. I went around a squirrel. A black squirrel, as you called it today. We'll start with Jason's barn now. We'll finish up with Jason's barn. Atlas Hanover, not my finest hour as a driver, but as I said the other day, I came to Delaware to race, and I thought there was a good chance I'd find myself getting a hole there, and instead, no holes for Anthony. So Atlas Hanover got roughed up a bit, but he'll bounce back. We'll give him a week off. I know Jason wants to keep him in Ohio real bad. He loves this horse. He's a lovable horse. He'll always be the first horse Jason and I ever raced in the Little Brown Jug. Hopefully not the last, but definitely the first horse we ever raced there. Man, what a thrill that was, at least for one heat. Columbus has been okay at the end of the year, turning into a night. Raced Columbus the other day, Amy, with an open bridle, no head pulls, no Murphy blinds, no nothing on a half-mile track. Just a set of trotting boots behind and hobbles. Nothing else. You'd have tried that in June, he would have been tipped out and going the other way. A complete loon. But he's turned into I wish he was faster, but he's turned into an okay horse in that regard. Coupe de Ville raced good also. You know, we talked earlier about Smoking Hot Irish Girl and how good she was. Mm-hmm. She won in 2 minutes. This filly got beaten 57. Two very, very different situations, but Coupe de Ville's got a couple of races left. She's in the maiden. I forgot she still fits a maiden. She's in the maiden still after her first official parimutuel win, although I broke a track record. She got 3. That's the other beauty about Ohio. Yeah. The parimutuel, or the fair wins don't count.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
The only place on earth they count is here in Ontario. If I brought her here, she'd have raced in the Nommers at 4. Yeah. Which is insane, but whatever. So Coupe de Ville, trotted in 58. She's got the rail, I think. Not the greatest spot for her on Wednesday, but nevertheless, man, she has really put it together well over the last little while. Amor Diener, not his finest work the other night, but he needed, I told you guys, he might have been a week early getting to the track. Then they went in 57 in front of me, trotted 58. He's coming back and drew the 8 hole on a half-mile track on Wednesday. Blue Tesla drew the rail. Hopefully we get her squared away and get her back going in the right direction. She slid quite a bit since she had that 4-race win streak. Hopefully she can put it all together for this week coming. Bravura, we did get to the bottom of Bravura's slip the other day. Her GGT was a little bit high. Her AST was a little bit high. Very understandable. Now, full disclosure, I was still a little disappointed with her mile. I mean, the good news is if she can't do in those classes that Blue Tesla and My Sweet Mimi are going through, that's fine. She can come to Ontario and race in London, and then 15 claimer, non-winners of whatever, with her allowance is still a ton of money. So Bravura will either race this week and train and race back next week in Ohio, or race next week in Ontario, but she'll race not next week. Today is Friday. Not Saturday, not next week, the week after. Compass Rose DC, both her and the other filly are very, very close to my Jazz. They've been training great and looking very, very good. So I can't wait till they race. Cutie Cumber out in the field. She'll come back in probably December 1st, like everybody else, I would suspect. Full Heart's ready to go back out now. She had a line in her cannon bone. It didn't fracture. There was a line there. It's healed up nicely now. Mike said another week or two you can put her out. The big problem was she's a little bit of a goof. So with it not completely healed, to turn her out in the paddock, you face her re-breaking it. Yeah. So he said, you know what, just give her a couple weeks, maybe jog her for a week quietly on the track, TQ'd, and then turn her out in the field. So I think that's the plan with her. Grace finished 4th last night, made the final. I don't think she'll be ours after Monday. She is in the sale. High Enterprise out in the field till December 1st. She is one of the few fillies that is on full scholarship after racing terribly all year. We'll see if she comes back. She fits under the hopes and dreams category, where we hope and dream she'll come back to the horse we need her to be, or eventually get there. Don't like that category. Not a lot of horses get in that file, but she's one. Hone the Tone will come back in a couple of weeks, start training him back. I like what I see with this horse. He's really come a long way in a short period of time. LD's Patrick, he's ready to go whenever we want to push the accelerator with him. He's trained back good and looks great. He'll likely make his way back over to Ontario. I don't see a lot of racing in Ohio in the future of LD's Patrick, but I do see some here in Ontario. But they got to get these classes squared away. I'm not coming over here to get run over. My Jazz, as I said, very, very close to being ready to go. She's been training great. My Sweet Mimi, I like this filly. It's weird. I was telling you, it's weird how things go. My Sweet Mimi is a better horse than Bravura. It just is. And we gave $8,000 last for My Sweet Mimi. But we have two nice fillies. The way that it works out doesn't really matter. They're both going to fit in. They're both going to race well. But the Mimi filly is just an absolute sweetheart. Oh my gosh, is out in the field now. Horse we castrated and turned out. We'll bring him back in December, I guess. Purple Aura, I believe, almost makes the Constellation and does make the Buckeye. One or the other, I forget which it is. But she's been raced great in Delaware, and is going to finish off the season very, very well. Slim Jimmy, I guess Slim Jimmy was feeling great today and kicked over the line and ended up falling down and scraped himself up a little bit, just being a goof at the barn. He's supposed to be in the sale on Monday. They sent me some pictures. He just got a little road rash on him, no big deal. We'll see how he is tomorrow and the next day, but just a complete goofball. And usually isn't. Usually is not. Usually is a pretty sensible animal. I think I'm supposed to be down there. They said there was special parking for us off to the side. We'll see. Just because we're in the race, not because we're special. Daniel's special. We're just normal. Smoking Hot Irish Girl. Smoking Hot Irish Girl was amazing. Was amazing last week. Just raced really, really good. Sweet on Pete. Talk about amazing. Both her and Smoking Hot Irish Girl put on a show in Delaware. It almost trumped the bad drive I gave Atlas Hanover, but almost. Swinging Senorita was incredible. Finished second also the other day. Beat fair and square. I did everything. I've tried to beat that filly of the Luthers 3 different ways now. I just can't beat her. Hopefully I can figure it away before the final, but she's a nice filly. That Yolanda filly, man, she's a nice filly. Unbeatable Kemp is not with. I think it's this parking lot right over here. Unbeatable Kemp is not with us anymore. What a Mission will race. He just had a little bout of colic the other day. He's fine now. He'll race again. Whispering Song will race Sunday, I think, in Dover. And then Yes is back in Ohio and ready to go. So that is Jason's barn.
We didn't word
I will
that
talk.
properly.
Shh. What properly?
Unbeatable Kemp is not with us anymore.
Not with
Separately.
Jason's barn anymore.
You said
Anyway,
with us anymore.
I got to talk to this gentleman. Quiet in the
Sounds
set.
like he's dead.
Take care.